remember, it's your responsibility to expect this to be a great day. You know, one of the strongest metaphors or life lessons that I've carried with me over the years came clear to me when I was a young man in the military going through firefighting school. And we were in the classroom portion of the school when they were explaining to us what fire was. And, you know, an interesting concept came out of that class. You know, most people know that there are to be three things necessary for there to be a fire. You need heat, you need fuel, and you need oxygen. And that's known as the fire triangle. But in this class, we were taught that there's actually a very critical and fourth component, and it's the uninhibited chain reaction. Because it is possible for you to have all three of those components in the same physical space at the same time, but there still be no fire. In fact, some of the early fire suppression techniques of fire extinguishing systems use chemicals that actually just disrupted the chain reaction, but they still, in that room, although the fire would go out, there would still be a large abundance of heat, fuel, and oxygen. So that stuck out to me as a pretty interesting metaphor for us as people, because in many cases, you know, we have all the components around us we need to create that experience, to create a desired experience, right? But the missing component, what is that component that allows that chain reaction? What allows the components being in the right place to interact with each other in such a way that it creates that spark, that it creates that flame? And I'm going to argue that it's one or two things, and actually, though the two things are actually the same thing. The first thing I was thinking as is probably us, right? The people, us, what we do, how we act, what we do, what the value we bring can be that magical fourth component. Two, inside of us, it's probably our passion. I'm going to say it's our passion. It's the purpose. It's that purpose that gels all the meanings and emotions and the imagery that results in us taking the action, doing the thing, and that makes us become that chain reaction that makes all the rest of the components around us gel into a successful experience of high performance. Interesting concept. So I'm going to ask you to just think about that a little bit today. Think about how common fire is and how much of an impact just fire has had on civilization on this planet, but then break it down to what it actually takes for that flame to exist, and realize that most people focus on the three things: the fuel, the heat, and the oxygen. But there's also this fourth component, this uninhibited chain reaction. I think just as there's such thing as a fire tetrahedron, I think that's what they call that, or there's a fourth component of fire, I'm going to make the argument that we are the fourth component, that ability to gel things around us until a desired outcome or a great experience. We are that fourth component. We are the fourth component of fire. Interesting thought. You know, it's quite common for people to use the imagery of fire when referring to passion, or purpose, or drive. Now we may understand that it's a lot more to it than just the image. Expect a great day.